If you want to start making consistent $10,000 in your month, like every single month, you've got to stop counting followers. You got to stop counting subscribers. You got to stop counting views, likes, even shares. If you want to make consistent $10,000 in your business, you do not need a big audience. I'm going to break down in this video the things that you do need and ways you can grow your audience to the right number so that it's not burning you out or stressing you out and you're actually making money in your business with the audience you do have. Before you start freaking out about how much you need to grow your audience to hit your revenue number, you need to understand how big of an audience you actually need, because you might just be surprised. In my last video, I talked about your business model and the different ways that you should be driving people into your paying universe and the different steps or the journey those clients or customers should be taking in your business. This is a concept that I talk about inside of my coaching program, 10K on Replay, called revenue ratio. Really figuring out the ratio of your revenue that's going to come from each step in your business model. So I want to break down a couple numbers because when I did this presentation back in December during my CEO planning day, so many people were blown away by the numbers and they were wondering, why don't more people talk about these numbers? This makes it make sense finally. All right, let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. Super easy number. And let's say that your business model is broken out into a $37 digital product, a $400 course, and then you have a $2,500 a month DIY or retainer offer. So one way to break this down is, what is your revenue ratio? What are the different numbers you need at each level? Using this example, let's say you want 3 clients. So that gets your client revenue to $7,500. We now need to make up $2,500 more dollars. Last week's video, I talked about how we can't always be focused on the client work because we don't want to max out our time on client work. We need time to do other things in our business. So let's say we are going to sell 4 courses, which gets us $1,500, which means we need about $900 more dollars. So that means we only need to sell 25 digital products at $37 to make $925 to get us to a grand total of $10,013 per month. So now that we know our numbers, we need 3 clients, we need to sell 4 courses, and we need to sell 25 digital products. What is the size of the audience that we need to pull that off? Now, the numbers I'm about to give you are industry standards. As you do this more and more, as you track your numbers, as you keep a record of what's going on in your business, you'll be able to really solidify what conversion rates and what metrics you can expect. But for now, for this example, we're just going to use industry standard. All right, so we're back here on our paper. And remember, we need 3 clients for $7,500 a month, right? The average conversion rate to book a client is about 20%. Again, industry standards. So knowing that 20% of the people we talk to are going to convert, we need to talk to at least 15 people per month to book 3 clients. Not too bad, 15 people, right? The next one is we needed to sell 4 courses. An average conversion rate on course sales page are 2%. This means to get a 2% conversion rate, you need to have at least 200 people see your sales page to get 4 sales. So we need 15 people, now we need 200 people, right? For digital products, I'm going to move the paper down a little bit here. For digital products, I'm giving a little bit easier of a conversion rate because digital products are usually smaller priced. So we need to sell 25 digital products. We're going to give it a 5% conversion rate. We need about 500 people to get 25 sales. Okay, there's my math. So when we add this up, right, 500, 215 people, that's just 715 people. That is well under 1,000 people. And understand that all of those people aren't going to convert, that first month. Of that 500 people for your digital product and those 200 people for your course page, they may see it month 1 and not convert, but they may see it month 2 or month 3 and convert. And so it is totally possible to make $10,000 with less than 1,000 people following you on your email list. But the homework here before we dive in, how do we continue to grow this so we have a never-ending stream of potential clients and buyers, is to know what your monthly number is. How many people do you need to talk to book clients? How many people need to see your sales page for your course, for your digital product, or whatever it is you're planning to sell? Now that you know a realistic number that you're shooting for and not something ridiculous, you can start thinking about those specific people that you need to attract to grow your audience. So step 2, before you even start creating content, now that you know your number, the second step is to really, truly understand who this audience is and what is their specific problem. If we don't truly understand who we're talking to, we literally can't talk to them. And they won't know, are they gonna help me solve that problem or not? It's basically like throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping somebody will like us. But if you can be very specific on the problem you're solving and the person you're solving that problem for, that's what's really going to increase your conversion rates as well. So I talked all about this in my series on digital products, but you need to really figure out what is that one person you're talking to and what is the one problem that they are having. I do want to do a little disclaimer here when it comes to working with clients or doing client work. It can be so easy to fall into the cycle of creating a custom package for every single potential client that comes to you wanting to work with you. But I really challenge you to think about your agency, your service as a product. This theory, thinking about your service as a product, changed the game for my agency. And I was actually encouraged by my coach, Julie, to read this book, Built to Sell. I highly encourage you to read this if you're planning to do client work, if you want to do client work, if you want to build an agency. This really walks through, it's a super simple read. It's a pretty quick read, how to build out your services like a product. So it's so much easier not only to sell, but to recreate over and over and over again. This saves you time. This allows you to really improve the results that you are giving your clients, and it increases your profit margins because you're doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. You're getting quicker at it. You're getting better at it. You're getting better results for your client, but you're not recreating something every single time a client comes to you. That's honestly why I believe after reading this book in 2021 and we scrapped all of our options for our agency and just have one service, you can book one thing in my agency. We literally blew up in 2021. We went from 3 consistent clients to over 12 in a matter of 3 to 4 months. And we were offering those clients the exact same package, the exact same offer, the exact same price every single time. The reason why it worked is because we built that offer on that one person with that one problem. In our case, this was usually a multi-6, 7-figure business owner who wanted to start using YouTube, but they wanted to do it with a solid strategy in place, and they didn't want to do all the other work behind it. And that's why we created our agency, where we basically create the strategy, we systematize how we do that, we create the YouTube videos, we come up with the titles, we write a rough outline for a script so that they can sit down in front of a camera and shoot their videos faster. They send us the footage, we get it edited, we get it uploaded, and we create a monthly report. And all of this has standard operating procedures, a process, and automations to make it quicker, to get better results for our clients, and to save us time on the back end. I'm gonna be totally real with you right now. If you don't know exactly who you're talking to, how will they even know that you're talking to them, that you can solve their specific problem? If you're having a hard time booking clients or making sales, that's probably the problem that you're having. You're casting out too wide of a net, and your people don't know that you have the solution for their specific problem. Your audience, the people that are following you, the people that have found you, are probably a little bit confused on whether you can help them or not. And I know it can be a little tricky to niche down or say who you're for, who you're not for, but remember, you don't need a big audience to start making consistent $10,000 a month. An audience of 1,000 people will get you to that number if it is the right people. Now on to step 3, and of course, that's creating the content to help you grow your audience. And I'm gonna give you permission here. You do not have to be on every freaking platform. I highly recommend picking one core platform that you're going to create content for and just focus on that platform. It needs to be a platform that you can be consistent on. It needs to be a platform for content that you like creating, and you've got to be creating content somewhere. If you want to dump money on Facebook ads, by all means, that can eliminate some of the content creation that you need to do. But if you're trying to make $10,000 a month, you probably don't have a lot of money for Facebook ads. So creating consistent content on one platform is going to be hands down the best way to start growing your audience. Because remember those numbers we talked about? You need to consistently, every single month, get 200 people to a course sales page if you want to make 4 sales. You need to get consistently 500 people to your digital course shop or page if you want to get 25 digital product sales. Without the traffic, there's no sales. Now, I think it's easy to know what platform is my favorite. Obviously, YouTube. But honestly, whatever platform that you pick, Instagram, TikTok, podcasting, you need to be creating content that's talking to the problem that your audience is currently having. You need to be able to start building this reputation with them. You need them to get to know you. You need them to get to trust you, realize you know what you're talking about. Also, like your process, like your strategies and tactics. And then you've got to let these people that are leaning in, listening to you, know what you have to offer. Do you have one-on-one services? Do you have courses or digital products available for them to buy? You've got to promote these things as well. Now, I'm not an expert for everything social media. I am confused with Instagram just as you are. I played around with TikTok. I did a little bit of podcasting, but my real expertise and my real strategy and where I've seen the most results, the most leads has been here on YouTube. And that's why I commit to showing up now twice a week here on my YouTube channel to give as much valuable content as possible. I'm not really trying to gatekeep content because I want my content to be huge for people watching it and for them to be like, wow, she just gave that away for free. That is amazing. I wonder what else she has. And then if you watch my YouTube videos, you hear me mention offers that I have, like Going Video, which is my digital product. It is a $37 offer that helps solo business owners who want to get to 10K months, learn how to use video content to market their business. You also probably hear me talk about Video Strategy Academy. This is my signature course where I teach solo entrepreneurs who want to make consistent 10K months how to use YouTube to consistently generate leads, traffic, and sales to their offers and services. Earlier in this video, I mentioned my agency, and it wasn't like a hard pitch, but I'm letting you know I have this thing available, this agency. And then you probably hear in every single one of my videos, I reference a story or an example from my coaching program, 10K on Replay, where I help solo business owners create a plan and a strategy to start making consistent 10K months in their business. Now, I want you to notice something here. In every offer that I mentioned, except for my agency, I talk specifically who this offer was for. Solo business owners. So I'm not really speaking to a business owner that has a team in place. I'm talking to the business owner that's doing everything in their business alone. I'm also talking to the business owner that's struggling to get to 10K months. Maybe they have a 10K month and then the next month it's 4K. Then the next month maybe it's 11, then the next month it's 8, but it's this inconsistency and they want consistent 10K months to rely on. That is how I honed in on my specific person, and then all the content that I create around that person talks to a problem that they're having. Is it outsourcing? Is it traffic? Is it organizing your business? Is it building a business model, right? all of the content that I create here on my YouTube channel goes back to that solo business owner who's trying to make consistent 10K months. That's when the content that you're creating, wherever you're creating it, podcast, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, will attract the right people who will then want to work with you or buy your stuff. There's also a big secret about growing your audience that most people don't even talk about, is that it takes work. Your audience doesn't just magically grow overnight. You need to be making those connections. You need to be talking to your audience in the DMs, in the comments, right? You need to be a part of the communities and the forums that your audience is a part of as well. One of the main reasons my agency was able to blow up from 3 clients to 12 was not only narrowing the one offer that I had, but talking to people in my mastermind and them referring me to colleagues of theirs. And because I was very specific on what I offered, they could easily refer me and say, oh, she does this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? They don't just say, oh, she does something with YouTube. I'm not really sure, but it's YouTube related. No, she creates your strategy, edits your videos, and uploads them, right? That is why it is so important to also be making these connections with people. You can't just expect to create your offer and sit back and magically things happen. If you build it, they will not come. Because I'm also going to share a little secret about behind the scenes in my business. When I do a live launch, when I publicly launch 10K on Replay or Video Strategy Academy, in our email system, we are able to track people who go to the checkout page, right? We're able to see that. And what I do is I then personally reach out to these people. Yeah, I am looking at who is checking out the sales page. Maybe they've gone there 3 times and they haven't checked out yet. And I am personally, with a video, usually a Loom video or a video ask, emailing them and saying, hey, do you have any questions? What's kind of keeping you on the fence? I want you to feel comfortable about this investment. Please just respond to me and let me know, what's kind of holding you up or what questions are still lingering. Those are personal videos that I send out. Now, when I launched, my last launch for Video Strategy Academy, I sent around 70 of these personal videos. Now, they're not super long. They're about 60 to 90 seconds long. And they basically say the same thing, but I'm still sending it saying their name. And it's not just a canned video. Of the 70 people that I personally reached out to, 15 responded and ended up buying. That's a conversion rate of about 21%, but this was on a 997 course. So that was just about $15,000 in revenue that I made by reaching out to people with a video. Personal touch is how you're going to grow your audience. Personal touch is how you're going to make these conversions. You can't expect it to just come overnight. That is not what is happening to the successful business that you are seeing. They're not just cracking some algorithm code where they're posting twice on Instagram at 2 a.m. and 7 p.m. and magically blowing up their Instagram account. There are no secret formulas that gurus talk about. When it comes to growing an audience, for you to make consistent $10,000 a month in your business, you need to know the numbers you have to hit sales-wise and conversion-wise, and you have to find a way to make it happen. And getting consistent with content somewhere so that you can have people consistently being aware of you and consistently driving your business, your offer, your one-on-one services, traffic each month is how you're going to hit your numbers. It doesn't need to be super complicated with some super fancy posting schedule. I'm actually going to be doing a detailed workshop on how to create a traffic generating plan to attract and convert your dream clients during the 1-day virtual conference that I'm hosting called 10K Con. Kind of like BravoCon, Comic-Con. In addition to this workshop, I'll also be teaching the 3 strategies you need to build a consistent 10K month business and how to build a doable 90-day plan to get to 10K months. You can get your ticket to this fully virtual 1-day event at trenalittle.com/10K Con. When you get your ticket, you will instantly get access to a private podcast called the 10K Con Podcast, where I talk to multiple 6- and 7-figure business owners about their tactics and strategies to getting to their first consistent 10K months and some of the mistakes they made along the way. This private podcast is only available for 10K Con ticket holders. And 10K Con, the live event, is happening on Wednesday, April 5th. Make sure you mark that on your calendar and you go to trenalittle.com/10KCon to get your ticket now. And I'll see you on April 5th.